Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about the observer effect in quantum, the Zeno effect. So you are observing the 3D as it is now. Now, what I'm talking about here is I'm talking to you if this is the case. If you're not hugely attached, so you are going about your business and living your life, you aren't hugely fearful, you're not hugely anything of those things that you know is holding you back. Because there's some things that we know immediately, well, that's holding me back. And I know that because that's a strong feeling. But if you don't have any of that going on, particularly, and you cannot understand why you are not manifesting, this will be it. I really believe that because I've seen this in my own life, and I really do believe once I start talking to people about this, it generally always shifts them because they either don't realise it, they're suddenly hit with it and think, oh my God, or they start to do what I say and sort of apply this technique that we're going to talk about, and things start changing from that point. So I can only go with the evidence presented to me from my own life and other people's lives, and I speak to a lot of people. Okay, so when I say you are observing it, I am saying this. You have a very subtle feeling inside of you of the 3D as it is now. So like you can see what you can see, but you're also carrying it around with you. So what I really mean is there's a conscious awareness with you the majority of the time, probably all of the time, apart from when you're asleep, that you don't have this thing, that it isn't here, that you want it, you desire it, but it's not hugely overwhelming. It's just there and it's in the background. So it's almost like it's sitting behind you here, and you can feel the presence of somebody when they walk into the room. You're not 100% sure they're there, but you kind of know they are, but you can't see them. It's like that. It's there all of the time. So what you are doing is holding the current 3D where it is with your observation of it, your observation of the lack of this thing, your observation of what 3D is now. That is huge, but not. It's huge on one hand because you think, oh my God, like how the hell, how the hell can I stop that if I'm doing it all the time? Fairly easily, but not constantly. And that's fine. We're not looking at 100% with these things. We're just looking at percentage values and changing that percentage value. And at the moment, apart from when you're asleep, you are probably consciously aware of this very slightly all of the time. So you're working and you're putting your all into your work, but it's still there in the background. If this is you, then this is what is holding you back. This is what is stopping your 3D from changing in the way that you want it to. And I'm going to tell you what you can do about that. When I started doing this way back, I'm going to still do it occasionally now if I notice that I am just not shifting, nothing is shifting. It really changed things for me, and it was such a simple solution. So all you're going to do is this. When you notice this, so the first thing you need to do actually is make sure that this is what is going on here. So take a minute to yourself and go inward and think, what is the feeling inside of me? Can I kind of feel, am I feeling 3D as it is now? Am I not just seeing it, but I'm feeling it here? Is it very subtle inside of me? Is it with me the majority of the time? Do I have a conscious awareness most of the time, very, very slight conscious awareness going on there that I don't have this, or the 3D as it is now? Either way, it's the same thing. If the answer is yes, and in most cases when everything else is ruled out, it is this. If the answer is yes, you set a simple intention like this. You speak to yourself and say, I set an intention, or I intend to keep forgetting about my manifestation. Simple as that, to keep forgetting about it. Now this will work, this will. If you need to set the intention with real clarity and with real, determination is not the right word. You have to really want this. You have to really want to start forgetting about it. Now, you are not going to forget about it probably for a whole day. This is going to come in sort of time spans, and it's going to start off with maybe 10-15 minutes. Then it's going to go to half an hour. Then it's going to go to an hour or so. That's all fine. You don't need any more than that anyway. So you do that. You set that intention. You really feel that that is what you want to happen. You don't have to do anything else. Don't even worry about it being in the background then, because don't then get stressed and think, oh my God, Evie said it's in the background, it's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. It is what it is for now. Just forget about it. Just let it be as it is and just do life as you have been doing. Then, not that long later, you will notice that you go at least half an hour probably, and you'll then be hit with the realization that it wasn't in your conscious awareness because you've set that intention. So of course, oh my God, it wasn't in my conscious awareness. Now, what you don't do, and you will have heard me say this before, is you don't go, well, why didn't it come in then? Because I was completely detached. Why didn't it come in? That is going to send you back down into the same mindset that you've been in, and then you're going to kind of freeze it all up again. So you're just going to say, how amazing is that? Oh my God, I forgot to remember, or I forgot to think about it. Whatever the wording is that you use, and you say that's amazing, because it's freeing. You have started to free yourself, you've started to free your mind, and you've started to free your subconscious to enough of a point. And if you keep doing that and you keep giving it momentum, one of those times is going to happen, and that's when you're going to get a massive sign of it, or partial manifestation, or the whole manifestation, or you're going to be prompted to take some action that you're not even going to be aware is going to lead you to what it is that you want in one of those times. That's what started to happen with me. That's what's happened with people when I've spoken about this with people. I mean, often I'm speaking to people and we know what their issues are. It's obvious. They've got a huge block, huge resistance with certain things, and they do feel hugely attached to the outcome. So we're working on that. This is kind of an afterthought, really. This is kind of like, what else is there? Because I really do not feel like I'm that attached. I'm not. I'm living my life. I'm getting on with it. I'm enjoying my life, going out with my friends, and I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying going to work. I'm enjoying running my business, whatever it is. So you can't understand it because it's weird, isn't it? But that's all it is. It's that really subtle feeling within you of what reality is now. And what reality is now is without it, whatever it is that you want. It's that, or it's either that, or it's the feeling of I don't have this, but very, very subtle. It's not huge, so you don't think it's an issue because it's not huge. It's just so minor. It seems so minor, but actually those minor little, when you've manifested things with just a brief thought, well, that was minor, wasn't it? But it still happened. You still brought something into your life with just a brief thought. So why not hold things off with this little thought that you feel is quite insignificant that's actually not? So that's all that you need to do, because it is going to start to happen in one of those times. And then those times will get longer. You might even go a whole morning without it in your conscious awareness. Every time that happens, that's freeing for you, freeing for your subconscious, and freeing for your rational mind, and your life will start to change. It's just a good rule to follow. Every single time that you realize that something isn't in your life and it's been quite a long time, go inward, feel it, know it's there, and then decide to do something about it. Intend to forget. Intend to start forgetting, really. And it is one of the simplest things to do, actually, providing you don't go down this, oh my God, that shows that detachment doesn't even work because I was detached. It is going to happen in one of those times, and it isn't going to be that long. If you start doing this, it isn't going to be that long before something happens. Again, this is all opinion based, isn't it? But I am working from me, and I am working from, I don't know how many clients I've seen over the last 3 years. I guess it runs into hundreds, doesn't it? So, and I'm speaking from evidence that I've seen of my own life and other people's lives when I have given them the advice that I talk about here. The things I talk about here is what I talk about with clients. Obviously, we go into a lot more depth when I'm speaking, when I'm on a Zoom call or I'm doing email coaching, but that is what I'm basing it around. Personal experiences and experiences of other clients to help this client, the client I'm working with at the moment. I don't talk about my other clients, but in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, well, this happened with this client. This is a very similar situation. I'm going to use similar advice here because this person has a very similar personality to the other person, because we're all individual, and I have to work with who I'm working with and what the personality of that person is. But this is, if all else, you have gone through everything else and you think, I don't get it, it's just a subtle observation of 3D reality. It's the Zeno effect. But you can just intend, give momentum to those times, things will start to change.